Hello, Bronco Nation. This is Chris Van Sickle here with the Bronco Country Recruiting Roundup Edition. Hopefully, we are all still enjoying the feel from that Oregon State victory yesterday, and getting ready to watch UNLV play tonight. We'll see. When you watch this, you'll probably already know, but we'll find out who Boise State's playing in the conference championship game next Friday. I hope you all go get your tickets. And let's fill up Albertson Stadium. I still call it Bronco Stadium. Today, I'm excited to preview one of the most highly rated recruits in this class. He's a wide receiver. Boise State's he's many things, but Boise State's recruiting him as a wide receiver. We welcome on today Gavin Packer. How you doing, Gavin?
Good. How you doing?
I'm doing well, and this is our second go here. We had some technical difficulties, and we had to restart. And Gavin, thank you. I appreciate your understanding. So, Gavin, we're sitting at 5'10", 170 pounds, 75 pounds. Are we still thinking in that range?
Yeah.
From Skyview High School in Vancouver, Washington. Let's talk about your senior season. Now, you told me that you guys did lose last week, so I apologize for bringing up a sore subject. But talk to me about your senior season and what you feel you improved on.
I think we had a good season. We went to Elite Eight and we got pretty far in the playoffs and kind of overachieved, like got further than people had us going in the preseason. So I think it was overall a pretty good season.
And where do you think that you saw the most improvement in your own game from your junior season to your senior season?
Probably just being able to like kind of go everywhere on the field. I played a little bit of slot and wide out this year and played quarterback, linebacker, kind of everything, corner.
You are a man of many talents. There's no doubt about that. You were named the co-offensive player of the year, but also a first-team defensive back and also a first-team all-purpose. Talk to me. What does that all-purpose mean?
All-purpose for us is like kick returning and like special team stuff. So kick returning, punt returning for me.
And Boise State's bringing you in as wide receiver. Was there ever a conversation about possibly a defensive backs position for you at Boise State?
Not much, but when I was at the camp this summer, the defense coordinator had asked me to work out as a DB, but I had to leave the next day, so I wasn't able to.
And the all-purpose, you have a lot of experience returning kicks and punts. How much do you enjoy it? We're going to turn on some of your highlights here. I hope fans enjoy it. There are some punt return, kick returns, and we're going to talk about that here in a second. But talk to me how much you enjoy that role.
It's a lot of fun. I think it's really important, and it kind of sets the tone for the game. So,
and now that we're reviewing the highlights, and fans are going to see it, but there's a lot of plays here that you're catching the ball just 2, 3, 4 yards down the field, and you're turning it into huge gains. Talk to me about your skill set and how you make those plays happen.
I think it's kind of just like your vision of the field and like your feel for the game is really just how you make those plays.
And what do you think, what makes you unique as a player? What did Boise State see and say, we got to offer this kid and get him to the blue?
I think I'm just kind of an all-around football player, just makes plays and will do anything to win, really.
And, you do a little bit of everything. Do you think you could? You mentioned quarterback. How's your throwing arm? Do you think you could make a pass down the field if put in that position?
Yeah, definitely. I've thrown a couple during high school touchdowns. So,
all right. So the play here that we're watching, it's clearly pouring rain, and you go back and you're picking it up on the bounce. Talk to me about this play here.
It was pouring rain, so it was kind of like a kick into the turf, so it kind of bounced over, and I looked back and I didn't really see anyone close to me, so I just took it and ran.
And that's one of my favorite plays because clearly it was just an off script, didn't quite go probably the way you planned, and you made a big play. Now let's talk about your recruitment. When did Boise State come into contact with you?
They came and worked me out during the spring last year.
And before they worked you out, how much did you really know about Boise State?
I mean, I knew quite a bit because just knowing college football, you hear about them, and they're not a small name, so just know enough about them.
Now, I'm afraid to ask this because I remember it well, but what age were you during the Fiesta Bowl?
What year was it?
Oh, that's a good question. 2007?
I was 1.
Oh, making me feel so old. But do you kind of know the history of Boise State with the hook and ladder and
Yeah,
a statue left? Yeah, you've seen some of those?
I've seen it.
That's awesome. So Boise State comes into contact with you, works you out. Clearly, they're impressed because they offer you. When and how did they offer you?
Danielson and Miller both were on a phone call together and offered me this summer.
And did you went home and did you talk it over with your family? What was the final straw that you said, I got to pull this trigger and become a Boise State Bronco?
Well, Miller had kind of hinted at me a couple days prior that they were going to give me the offer of that. I think it was that Monday. And my parents had kind of talked to me about it. And it was one of the places that before I had gotten the offer, it was like, if I get this is definitely a place where I want to be at. So I kind of pulled the trigger and committed on the same phone call.
So it was immediate.
Yeah.
And before that and even after, because we all know recruiting never stops. What other offers do you have?
I have Montana State, Portland State, Idaho State, Eastern. I'm trying to think. I have 8, including Boise. Yeah.
Awesome. Now you came up for your official visit for the Wazoo game. Is that correct?
Yeah.
And talk to me about that experience. How what did you learn from that experience, and how did you take in Boise?
I thought the atmosphere was great, and obviously that's probably going to be like a new rivalry. So I thought that was a pretty cool game to be at.
Now, you're from Washington. Did you grow up a Wazoo fan, or?
No, my family's actually a big UCLA fan.
UCLA, all right. I did not expect that one. I was going UW, but
no.
Was that your first time ever visiting Boise or Idaho for that reason?
Been down there like a couple times for some 7-on-7 stuff, but that was like my first Boise State game.
And you mentioned it, but what did you think about the atmosphere for that game? I was at that game, and it was, in my opinion, one of the loudest games I've ever heard at Bronco Stadium. What did you think about the atmosphere?
Yeah, I thought it was like packed, and I think it was the biggest attendance they'd ever had, I think. And it was just awesome. I didn't know that it came out with a horse, the players. I didn't know that. It was cool.
The horse caught you off guard, huh? You were wondering, where did this horse come from?
I didn't know.
Now I have interviewed a couple other of your Washington fellow recruits. Josiah Alanese. Josiah, I mispronounced her last name on the other interview. I apologize. And Carter Kukenboo. Can you tell me anything about those guys and what Boise State's getting from those two? Have you ever played either of them?
I have not, but Josiah is in my area. Carter's a little further out than where I live, but I know Josiah is a hard hitter and he's a good football player. And I had a friend that had played Okanagan in last year's playoffs, and he played quarterback for them. So he just runs through everyone, I'm pretty sure.
He's kind of like you. He plays just a little bit of everything, which is awesome. Is there any other class of 25 recruits that you've kind of connected with?
We have this little group chat on Instagram now, but I haven't had deep conversations with any of them really, no.
And just to wrap this up, what are your hobbies? What do you like to do, and what do you plan on exploring in Idaho when you get here?
Exploring in Idaho, I'm not too sure, but I just like hanging out with friends and the people around me. I don't do much other than football and hang out with my friends. So,
do you play any other sports?
Yeah, I'm on the basketball team.
basketball. So I don't think I asked this. Is there any chance you enroll early?
I am going to be enrolling in the summer.
Okay. What are your goals for your freshman season?
Making an impact. Yeah, just helping the team wherever I can.
And, this season, as Bronco fans have seen some issues with special teams. Is that an area you feel you can help out with immediately and make an impact?
Yeah, I think I can help in the return game for sure.
And Gavin, just to kind of wrap this up, and I appreciate your time. It's Saturday morning. High school kids, I remember I like to sleep in. I made Gavin get up, so I appreciate him. We'll give a message to Bronco Nation. Hopefully you're signing next week. No pressure. You can always change your mind there. But tell Bronco Nation what they're getting in Gavin Packer.
I think you're just getting an all-around football player that's going to help the team.
All right, Gavin. I appreciate your time here. Bronco Nation, next Wednesday is signing day, so I hope you all are ready. I personally feel that and opening day of baseball should both be holidays. So get excited. Go check out Gavin Packer's highlights. There's even more than what I showed there. And let's go Broncos. Let's fill up that stadium next week. And let's get ready. Let's win a Mountain West Championship and get ready for Gavin. Thank you for joining me today, Gavin.